your livelihood? Are you struggling to pay your pending and current bills? Then you must listen very carefully. Premium advertising will expose your business to thousands of people instantly by using both digital and terrestrial radio and a wide range of social media platforms to get your business out there and start making money. It is that simple, so don't delay. Contact us to advertise your business on New Style Radio 98.7 FM, www.newstyleradio.co.uk, and all multiple social media platforms. A highly trained digital marketing team will create a bespoke digital marketing strategy tailored to get your business up and running and making money in no time. Don't delay, call us today. Our team is standing by. 07584197380. WhatsApp us on 07872443765 or email us at newstyleradio@yahoo.com. Good afternoon. How you doing? Welcome to another program in the series of What's on Your Mind. Program is produced by Breakthrough TV, and I am Carl. So how you doing? Let me say, once again, thank you for joining us on this wonderful day. I got to tell you, it's a wonderful day in the weekend. The weather is very, very good. It's very, very nice. It's very green out there now. It's a good time to be in the UK. It's green and it's quite warm. Don't know how long this is going to go on for, though. You know what I mean? And let me say thank you for joining us. As you know, this is a live program. It's a live stream. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I want to say a big shout out to Queen Effrey, who was our guest last week. Speaking of guests, got a wonderful guest with me this week. Her name is Sister Marcia Anderson. Hello, Sister Marcia Anderson.
Greetings.
How are you?
I'm good.
Welcome to Breakthrough TV.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here in person. You've interviewed me twice.
Yes, we've talked on the phone a couple of times.
But to be in this lovely studio with your company, both you and Shannon, it's been fantastic.
And our producer.
And Shannon, the producer.
Let me say thank you for coming. And you look so lovely, wonderful.
Looking at myself on the camera here, I'm like, who's that big fat lady? Viewers, I've been.
Stop looking at yourself. Stop playing with the hair.
I know, but listen, it's great to be alive.
I know.
Fat, slim, whatever. Life is good.
I said you're looking great. Nothing's fantastic. I feel like fantastic.
Oh, I just do that thing all the time. But yeah, women out there of a certain size know exactly what I'm talking about.
Why are you going on about size again? So how's your debut?
Yes, it's been a fantastic day.
Yeah.
I've been on a training course. I'm looking to change direction a bit. So
what are you?
I actually want to work in a library.
You want to work in a library?
I know. I'm getting old. I just want to have a quiet little job somewhere.
Yeah.
Giving books out.
What are you currently doing at the moment?
Well, I used to foster. I've been doing that for almost 20 years.
Mm.
And I've been starting my own business with children.
Okay.
And but need something more, something that's going to pay the bills. I'm not saying librarian is going to cover all my bills, but it just sounds like a fun job for a boring, nerdy lady like me.
Does that mean you got to do a lot of reading?
Nowadays, you don't really have to.
Yeah, computers.
Computers. Everything's just so much easier. So the old image of a librarian of having this head full of books and
it's gone.
all of that is gone. It's all buttons and.
Yeah. I used to go to the library many years ago because, like, when I would do my research and do my exams, and I find it very, very helpful actually.
Yeah, I love libraries.
Yes.
It's such a shame, especially in this city. They just shut them down.
Yeah,
especially in the most deprived areas. I mean, where I live, there used to be like 4 libraries. I live in a bit of a deprived area. I'm not going to lie, so they say, but it's a beautiful area.
Yeah.
And now there's only one library.
Serious.
And all the children that used to come in are just on the streets now and hanging out. But they used to hang out in libraries, believe it or not, children back in the day.
Yeah.
And go on the internet and stuff.
Well, it's funny you said that, because many years ago, a relative of mine died.
Yeah.
And they always say to me, when I died, if you don't want all these books, find the books that you want. And if you don't want all these books, give it to... Donate to the library.
Yeah.
And when I sent it to the library, guess what?
What did they do?
They said they didn't want them, right?
Oh.
They said they didn't want the books. And I find that ever so strange that they didn't want the books.
I know.
So, in fact, I've got all those books now. You know where they are? I read some of them, and a lot of them are still packed because I haven't got the space in my house to sort of keep them. A lot of them are still packed in my garage.
What sort of books?
It's all kind of books from fiction to novel to like books that sort of real life books as well, you know,
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic. There's a loads of them because my relative used to read a lot, you know what I mean? She's a wonderful
Yeah.
woman that read a lot of books, you know what I mean, over the years.
Yeah.
And she got some, you know, I think she probably got some that wrote some money.
Oh, well, keep them. Get them checked out. Can you be surprised?
Yeah, I will actually check them.
Yeah.
But you know what, timing is everything, and sometimes you don't always have the time
Yeah.
to sort of.
Well, I'm always open for book donations. I love books. I collect books.
You read a lot.
I do.
Yes.
I do.
What sort of book do you
and
read?
I like everything. I love biographies. I love historical books. African history, of course.
Of course.
So I'm always learning. There's just so much to learn.
And you're going to tell me something about African history later on.
I'm not telling you anything about African history.
Why
I'm
not?
telling you about why African history is important for children.
Yes. Well, what you can tell the children, you can
Yes,
also tell us.
I will
the
do.
grown up will always be able to learn from it as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love reading.
Yeah.
It's important. And I like to encourage
Other people
this
to read.
generation
to read.
of children to read.
It's
because
good.
they're all on their gadgets all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they're forgetting how important books are.
A book and I think it's marvelous. I think it's a wonderful job that you actually do.
I want to do it.
Yeah.
So I hope some library out there is going to take me on. If they know what's good for them.
Fantastic.
So that's my new episode. And when it's quiet, I'll just sit there doing my knitting.
You knit.
Because I don't know who goes into libraries these days, but yeah.
You knit?
I do a little.
Yeah.
A little. Not anything fantastic.
I got an aunt, you know. I got an aunt who was fantastic at that. She could knit anything. Absolutely fantastic.
It's a fantastic skill to have. It's a dying art, actually.
I always say I wanted to learn, but I never get time around to it. Never got the time.
You don't seem to have much time for much.
I'm actually a very, very, very busy person. I'm like a bee, and it's good. It's good for me. I think what is good for me is that I can still be able to do a lot of things that I love doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can still, even with my age or whatever, even though I'm not that old, but you know what I mean?
No,
See what I'm
you're
saying?
not.
Even with my age, I can still do a lot of things that I like doing, and it's good to. It allows me to. I don't get involved in a lot of things. You know what I mean? I don't drink. I mean, I do socialize. You know what I mean? But with the COVID being, you can't socialize a lot. So I mean, I've heard people say it was bored when the COVID was. You find something else to do. And that's what I do, you know. So I'm always busy, occupied in my time. Yeah.
You make the most of it. You've got to make the most of time.
Yeah.
However it comes to us, you know.
That's right. Yeah.
Because it's limited.
It is. Anyway, as you know, I always start looking at a few things that is happening across the world. And today, I'm going to start with America. Now, there's been a mass shooting, the Buffalo shooting. A lot of people describe it as in America, and it's where an 18-year-old has actually, shoot a lot of people. In fact, he shoot 10 people. Three people has been injured, you know what I mean, in this very, very serious attack. Some people say it was racially motivated, which is absolutely disgusting. And I don't know why this keeps happening, you know what I mean. And Peyton Gordon carry out the attack. Now, I got to tell you, I see some of the news on Monday. And when I looked at the news on Monday, the first thing that comes out, or some of the big news I looked at, the first thing that comes out, he's on suicide watch. Well, who's interested he's on suicide watch? I mean, that may seem hard to say. What about all the victims and all the people that he's killed? Those are the people that should have been, you know what I mean, being hitting the headlines. Not this guy about he's on suicide watch. Marcia, let me talk to me about this.
Suicide watch. That's what they say all the time when these evil mass murderers do this sort of thing. If they're American. Yeah. If it was somebody from another.
Yeah. It's a terrorist attack.
It's a terrorist attack, and they would call it a terrorist attack.
Yeah, no, if it
was someone else,
if it's from somebody of what we know, you know what I mean, they would have said it's a terrorist attack. But
just say, you know,
they never call it, and it is an obvious terrorist attack.
It is. You know it is. What gets me every time is how carefully they handle these murderers with our youngsters.
Yeah.
if it's a car offence, you're shot.
Yeah.
You're walking off, you're shot
shot.
by the police.
Any simple,
they take him in, not one little, no one fired anything at him, and they put him gently into the car.
Exactly.
You know.
Yes, if that was, as I say, if that was an African American, let me say the word, they would have taken him out a long time ago.
Snipers would have had him before he could go on and do any more damage, you know. So disgraceful, and my
condolences to the family.
Condolences goes out to
Yeah. Absolutely.
all, you know.
All the people that got injured, and it says all. And I say he was deliberately targeting African Americans. You know what I mean? Totally deliberate. And he was planning to carry on doing this as long as he's gone. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna have a chat about that a little bit later on as well. You know what I mean? Let me move on to my next story. Caddy Johnson explained she is no longer feels safe in Scotland. She said Scotland is a racist country. Yeah. And this is after an inquiry. She's been given some information in an inquiry about her brother, Shukwu Bayo, who died in police custody in 2015. And they've only just got an inquiry. And as I say, she's not very happy. And as I say, he died in police custody. And it is alleged that 9 officers was actually involved. So she's talking to the inquiry, and we'll see what happens that comes out of this inquiry, because all the time you see different inquiries and nothing ever got solved and nothing ever comes out of these inquiries, you know what I mean? So it's one of the ones. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I want to move to Jamaica loot news. Now, as you know, some sad things are happening in Jamaica, and sometimes I go, but it's news, and it's what's hitting the news, and you see a lot of it all over the place, you know what I mean? So there's no say we can't talk about it. Now, the brother and sister both got shot at different hours, different time, and this happens in St. Catherine. Shireen Needham, also known as Sweetfoot, and her brother Neil Needham was shot in different place in Linstead, St. Catherine. Know Linstead very well, haven't been there for years. I remember the song about Linstead Market. It used to be a very nice place. And when you see things like that happens in places that you actually know, it just hits you for 6, you know what I mean? As I say, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Still sticking with loot news. New news also. Big gun find in Linstead, St. Catherine. High-powered rifle, yes, in the mix. 89 different ammunitions also has been found in the mix, you know. So, as I say, they're still tracking those guns. And I still say, why so much guns in Jamaica, you know what I mean? And a couple of weeks ago, I was actually talking about what the Prime Minister was actually saying. He says, if you live abroad, you don't sell gun to the country. You don't buy gun and send it to the country. You know what I mean? Because that's the only way I can think a lot of guns got into Jamaica. Because Jamaica don't make guns. You know what I mean? I'm not saying they don't have the skill for it. Of course they've got the skill for it. But, you know, the amount of weapons we see going that country is absolutely ridiculous. And it's just causing more and more crime and more serious situation that makes you wonder. What do you think about guns? What do you think about guns, Marcia? Talk to me about guns.
They should be banned.
Totally.
They should just be banned. They don't serve any purpose whatsoever. Anybody found carrying them should be locked up. But, you know, in a country such as Jamaica, where there are so many other needs as well, it's sad to see that the crime levels are so high and guns are, I mean, what a large number of guns, what a large stash of weaponry when there's so much poverty in the place.
Well, let me hit you with this then. But weapons in general. Yes. What about weapons in general then?
We see, even right here where we are in the UK, I mean, children are walking around with knives, samurai knives. They've got all sorts of knives on them, and it's you know, the times we're living in. It's a very violent time.
It is a very violent time. It is a very violent time.
And it's very distressing when you look at what's going on in the news. Sometimes I just turn it off. It's just too much. But even if I'm not watching the news...
It's not because I think it's funny, it's just one of the ones.
No, but even if I'm not watching the news, it's all around us all the time. Sometimes my phone rings and I'm just like, oh, what am I going to hear now?
Serious.
And yeah, it's really bad out there, you know. For those who think this is hyped up and it's just a media stereotyping and stuff, it isn't at all.
Yeah,
it's,
because I mean, like sometimes I myself get criticism because I talk like this of what's happened. But
this is real life.
It is life. And the thing is, well, you see, what you get is, I always look at it this way. When people say you don't talk about the good things as much as they should, which that is a point. You should talk about the good. But when I always look at this, when the devils got you, he don't have to get you anymore because he knows he's got you, right? If you're doing good and you're doing good, you leave the good people alone. So we don't talk about we talk about the good people, but you see what I'm saying? But when the devil's got you, you have to talk about it.
Yeah.
So that these people can become good.
Yeah, the balance is important. You have to highlight what's good as well.
That's right.
It's not good to dwell too much on the negative.
Yeah, but the negative is always there. And until it happens to your family.
Yeah.
You know what
I mean?
I
Can't ignore it.
Until it's happened to you. You can't keep ignoring it. And a lot of us will ignore it until it's happened to you. When it's happened to your family, they hit you on the head like that.
Exactly.
It's a bullet out of where.
Exactly. And it is a shock.
It is a shock,
when these things happen. You think it's just a news story, it happens to other people.
Yeah.
But it happens, it touches, most of us are touched eventually, unfortunately, by these tragedies. But in any situation where there's poverty, you'll find this kind of thing. You'll find the high crime, the weapons, the drugs. You know, it goes hand in hand, doesn't it?
It is. Thanks for that. Let me move on. Now, a man with severe learning difficulties is among some people that is being deported to Jamaica. And guess when? On today. And I'm not sure he has gone because this is happening today. I haven't got the latest on that. A flight left an airport this morning for Jamaica. And there was actually, I think there was quite a few people on that flight. There was 7 people on that flight. I don't know if this particular person with the learning disabilities is actually on that flight. And until we get later on tonight or later on sometime tomorrow, when we get the update, we won't know if this particular person is on that flight. And there's quite a few people that all lined up. About 100 people is lined up by the Home Office to actually be deported back to Jamaica. And they keep doing this, and I don't know why they keep doing this. You know what I mean? And this man, he was here from he was 7-year-old. He's got learning difficulties. He's got a lot of other troubles, and he was here from he was 7-year-old. Why you want to deport somebody at that age? He was in his 50s. He don't know what Jamaica is like. So what are you going to put him in? Why are you going to put him in? Why do you want to do something like that? You know what I mean? And I find that sort of very, very, very disgusting as well. You know what I mean? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now, you know, I've talked about the bad things now. Let me have a bit of good news. Yes. Now, Jamaican is actually paying tribute to the wonderful Barbara Gruden. Barbara Gruden, O.D., O.J., I.O.J. Fantastic journalist. Also, she worked for Radio Jamaica. Fantastic presenter. And she died at the age of 87. And she was involved in theater, journalism. If you ever listen to one of her shows, this lady could teach a lot of you a few fantastic things of how radio operates. You know what I mean? And if you should actually go and listen to one of her shows. Absolutely fantastic when she was on radio. You should go to one of her and listen to her shows because she can hold a show. Got a whole lot of people phoning up her show. Whole lot of show without playing one tune. You know, some presenter can't put on a show, and I'm not knocking anybody. Some presenter can't present a community radio show, what we call a community radio show, or particularly say a community show without playing music. Well, this lady is fantastic at doing that. And we say big condolence to her family and all the wonderful teaching she has done over the years. And I gotta say, fantastic. And we won't see another person like this again because she was such a knowledgeable lady and such a giant of what she does. Yes, that is my word for her. A giant. Giant steps into being legend. Yes, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the program. Thank you. Now, my next chapter is V Entertainment, VCB. Now, reach my entertainment. Now, who's that on my screen? Now, You probably won't recognize her, but that is she carries my part of my name as well. I wonder if we're family. She's former sprinter. She has retired. Veronica Campbell Brown. Yes, and Veronica is actually expecting her second child with her husband Omar. The 8 times Olympic medalist, as I say, has announced on Sunday that she is pregnant, and we say, big shout out to you. And absolutely fantastic. It's good to see that, you know what I mean? And I said she was a fantastic athlete and did fantastic, great things. What do you think of Veronica? Have you ever seen Veronica? Marcia, have you ever seen Veronica?
Yeah, she's amazing. And it's great news that she's expecting. And doesn't she look amazing?
I just said, did I say that?
Yeah,
I thought she looked fantastic.
She looks amazing.
Yeah, she looked absolutely, you know what I mean? She looks absolutely marvellous.
She was,
now,
she is.
I also got no confirmation on this, but there's word on the street that Rihanna has actually had a baby. I've seen this on social media, but there's no I gotta say there's no confirmation on that. But it's something is allegedly floating around on social media that Rihanna. I was talking about Rihanna last week, and something is floating around on social media that Rihanna has actually had a baby boy.
They do this,
but it hasn't made big news. But it's floating around on social media, so I don't know if it actually is happening. You know,
it's social media. I think.
You think it's social media?
I'm sure when she has the baby, it'll be big news, and it will be all over the media. Social media play these games sometimes, don't they?
Yeah, as I said to you, allegedly I know somebody. I'm just showing what's
okay.
because everybody uses social media now, so you can't not sort of what I mean, that sort of thing. You know, but I think she's actually due to have the baby very soon because I was talking about this last week.
Yeah. Let's wait for the lady to announce the baby. I don't know why we do this, you know what I mean?
I think it's a good laugh and it's probably a good hype.
It is.
What do you think about Rihanna? What do you think about Rihanna?
I like her.
You like her?
I do.
Yeah.
I like her music, you know. I've always, from she came out with Umbrella and all this stuff. She's got a lovely voice.
She looks fantastic there, didn't she? When she did the Umbrella thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know she's come for a lot of criticism and controversy. Yeah. She doesn't wear much, does she?
No.
And some might say she's a bad role model for the younger ones. So, but I'm a big grown woman, so, you know, I think she's harmless.
So what about all this? I say, what about all this belly hanging out everywhere she goes? And
what they do now, isn't it? It's not winter, is it?
No, it's what I said.
She's, you know. I like to see women. I mean, this is a beautiful representation over here
of this wonderful lady, Veronica.
You know, covered up, and I think it's just nice. But Rihanna's Rihanna. She wasn't going to do a covered up thing, was she?
I don't know.
You know,
I don't know until she sparked this at us. Nobody knows until she sparked this at us.
And it's a celebrity business. They all sort of expose their bellies, don't they?
I do myself love Rihanna. I do love Rihanna. I love her music. I play her music, and she's absolutely fantastic. And I love to meet her. I love to meet her and say, "Hey, let me give you a big hug." That's fantastic. But let me dream, man. Let me dream, man. It's not gonna happen.
Rihanna or Beyonce? Should we?
Rihanna and Beyonce.
Yeah.
Which one?
Yes.
Take a pick.
Yes. Who would you?
I'd have to have both.
Oh no! But let's forget I asked you that question.
I'd have to have both. Because they're both very, very talented women.
They are.
You know, they're what you call powerhouse women.
They are, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's probably not right to put one against the other.
No. It's a very difficult one, that is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're both rich ladies because at sometime last year it came out that Rihanna was one of the richest women in entertainment.
That's
so you see what I'm saying? So they're both rich ladies.
That's right.
And Beyonce's got some money as well.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
She's done well.
That's fantastic. It's great. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the program. Now, the Billboard Awards. Yeah, moving on. Janet Jackson steps down. Sticking with entertainment still. Janet Jackson steps down to give the Billboard Award to Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige, the iconic award she received, which is absolutely fantastic. So, and there's a lot of women being honored at that particular award, you know what I mean, which was fantastic. It was actually hosted by Sean Diddy Coombs. I don't know what his name is these days because he keeps changing his name. One minute he's P. Diddy, 1 minute he's Sean Coombs, and 1 minute he's something else. So he keeps changing names. So I'll say Mary J. Blige absolutely look fantastic when she steps down and pick up that wonderful award. And I say the powerhouse as well, which was Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson actually presented her with that fantastic award. And I said, it's good to see, you know what I mean? Because Mary J. Blige has a lot of troubles in her life over the years, you know what I mean? She's been through a lot of, so it's good to see she steps back into the limelight and, you know, being honored with such an iconic award. And her new album, a lot of people has got excited about her new album. You know, I'm not going to plug her new album. I'm not going to tell you what it's named. If you want to know what it is, you go and check it out. You know what I mean? So that's Mary J. Blige for you. Fantastic lady. I do like a lot of her tunes. I do like a lot of her early tunes alive. Such like things like Family and all that sort of stuff. Great artist. And, you know what I mean? It's good to see, as I say, she comes back with that absolutely fantastic album. You know, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the promo. Also at that award, there was also there Travis Scott. Travis Scott was also there with his beautiful partner, and I think one of their little kid was there as well. You know what I mean? And he actually sang his very first new song. No, one of his new tunes, I should say. He actually sang it, which was actually marvelous. Yeah. Now, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now, have you ever been to a cemetery? You ever been to a cemetery, Marcia?
Far too many times.
Far too many times.
Yeah.
There's a thing I see a couple of days ago, which people was in the cemetery in Britain.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen it, and it was absolutely. I don't know. There's been a lot of different things about this one, and social media, and a lot of different things we could call raving in the cemetery. I don't know. Have you come across
I've seen the complaints about the partying and the weed smoking and stuff.
Some people said they liked it. Some people, there was been a lot of criticism about it. You know what I mean? And it's where they had a rave. They had a proper DJ mashing it up.
Oh gosh.
What we call mashing it up? You know, playing the music and people dancing. What you call a rave? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was absolutely. I don't know. There's been a lot of criticism from different people. Some people say they don't see anything wrong with it. Some people say, well, they're dancing on other people's grave, you know. I mean, they don't really like that, even though the people in the grave can't hear and they don't know. And some people say it was sort of disrespectful, you know what I mean. So I just say, I don't know. We're gonna see if we find a video and see if we can actually see what is actually going on. Hoping the video will come up any second, you know what I mean. And here we are.
Oh.
See, proper DJ there.
Oh.
So that is in Witness Cemetery there, you know what I mean? And I think the lady, I don't know if the lady who actually died was a raver, the person who actually died was a raver, she was sort of into that sort of music, you know what I mean? And they say that is like what you call a proper raving, you know what I mean? And that's what you call dancing on your grave, isn't it? So I don't know.
They obviously love her.
Yeah.
And that's the style that she lived. And she's gone out.
That's right, yeah.
It looks very cultural, you know, because when you look at Cubans and Brazilians and a lot of Africans.
Yeah,
they have all the bands playing and all kinds of things. You know, they really send the loved ones off with a fanfare of music and stuff.
Yeah.
If that's how they're doing it, who's anyone else to criticise?
I
suppose if you're burying someone quietly in the corner and then you've got all this music going on, it might
disturb
you.
I mean, I don't want to say this. I suppose sooner or later, you know what's going to happen with him.
They're going to put a ban on it. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah. But however that, now when you see this, you know, I got to say, could this be a copycat syndrome as well? Can we see a lot of copycat syndrome as well? Could this be a copycat syndrome? No?
I mean, personally, I don't
see anything wrong with it.
No, I would like to think you have a party after you lay your loved one. You can do all of that wherever you want to. Maybe there's just a time for some reverence and quiet reflection and traditional. But as I say, it's not my funeral. It's not my family. Everyone has to do their thing. Their way, you know.
Well, I gotta say, I'm a quiet person in that context. You know what I mean? I always say when I go, I just want something really small or nothing. You know what I mean? And that is like a whole family tradition that I actually has. You know what I mean? So
each one has to do their own thing. I mean, death is hard.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And if they want to do that,
that's right.
Rather than grieve, and if it helps them to get through the process,
absolutely fantastic. Yeah, great.
You know,
yes, that's it. So. We'll put you down for one of those.
I'm alive and I don't even party like that. You know what I mean?
Yes. Oh, God. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the program. As you see, we're having a wonderful time here. Now, I've reached my rant. Wow. Now, we're going to go back to that terrible thing. An 18-year-old. This is an 18-year-old. Better say 18-year-old again. Mass shooting. African Americans. 10 dead. 3 injured. Violent extreme. Terrorist act. Joe Biden says the poison of white supremacists. Now, how can you imagine an 18-year-old get to do something like this? You gotta, where is his background coming from? 18. The lady I'm sitting next to, Marcia, work with young people. This is no age, 18. What has influenced him to becoming so far, 200 miles, to kill African American in what we shall call a terrorist act? How is this happening? Where is this hatred coming from? Is it what we call, somebody actually once said this, a judge in America once said this before, is it what you call the DNA in the part of some of American, I know it said some, of part of American society? And how long is this going to go on for? We see this many times before. African American being killed. And I said the first thing I heard Monday morning, he was talking about his mental health. We don't want to know about his mental health. We want to know about the victims that he's killed, he's murdered. You know what I mean? How long is this going to go on? And some part of America needs to sort of clean up this sort of thing. Are we to blame? Are we to blame the justice system in America? Because we see sometimes the justice system doesn't give the proper punishment that it should get. These murderers, how long is this going to go on for? And it's not the first time we see this. And it won't be the last time. And this is absolutely disgusting when you see things like this happening. And they say, I don't know, where do you go with this? Marcia, talk to me.
It's terrible. It's typical as well for the terrorist, for the murderer to be seen
yes, you said it,
as someone that needs sympathy, because that's what you're doing basically.
Yes.
When you're saying he's got a mental health problem, you're trying to avoid the deeper issues.
Yes.
That America's built on hate, it's built on terrorism, it's built on murder, it's built on this type of thing. And yes, it is in the DNA, because it's within our lifetime that you had the KKK and still have the KKK.
Of course you have.
And the policies in America that discriminate, everything about American society that shows hatred towards their black citizens. Mm-hmm. So, of course, young white people growing up, you're going to get this time and time again because they haven't changed. America has not changed, has it?
No, because
from the top down,
they never fulfill the civil rights bill. They never fulfill it. You know what I mean? They never fulfill the civil rights bill. You know what I mean? And it's like, you see this sort of thing happening all the time, and this is a teenager. So he has to get it from somewhere in his background. He has to be on social media or putting somebody with social media or organize this on social media or in his background. Don't want to save family, but I'm going to have to save family. Allegedly family. Because that sort of knowledge that you know what I mean? And he's planned to do something like this before. You know what I mean? He's been planning something like this for a very long time.
Yeah, he's a product of the American psyche.
Yes.
It's a very white supremacist thing to do.
Exactly.
They raise their children to
hate.
To hate.
To kill. To murder.
So in a sense, a person like that, you can imagine he's been groomed.
From a very, very young age, isn't it?
So it's terrorism.
Yeah, it is.
You can't call it anything else, really.
Yeah.
And to focus on his mental health. And as you say, where is the focus on the families? And, it's awful. And it will continue to happen because this is what the whole fabric of American society is based on. It's built on white supremacy.
You're totally right. You're totally right. But I say, we hope nothing else happens. You know what I mean? Like this again. I must say, big condolence to all the family and all the people that get murdered in that situation. And we see where the justice system take this, or how the justice system deal with this. Yeah. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. My next rant is now. Hotel fire. Now, there's been a couple of hotel fires in Jamaica. Back to Jamaica again. Now, and there's a couple of things that have been circulating around and a couple of videos. Allegedly, a lot of Jamaican citizens are not allowed into some of these hotels. Discrimination. Now, how can you live in a country where you can't go into your own country hotel, but a lot of foreigners and a lot of different people who come from foreign can actually go into this hotel? Now, disgusting, terrible, shouldn't be happening. Now, if you got a hotel, if I have a hotel, let me put me in this picture now. If I have a hotel and people behaving badly, that's why I have my security guards them. Or that's why I hire a security guard. And tell me, security guard, anybody who's behaving bad or not behaving in the proper way, they should ask them to leave the hotel. But I'm not gonna ask my race to leave the hotel while I encourage other foreign people to come into the hotel, to come to the beach and use it when the own people in my country can't do that. Now, this has been going on for quite some time. This has been circulating for some time. So, Jamaica, we need to do something about this. This is discrimination. We fight discrimination all over the world. We see discrimination all over the world. But you can't do discrimination a yard with your own people. So give it up. Thank you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Marcia, you looked at me.
I'm just looking. I didn't see that. So did they burn the hotel down?
Allegedly, I don't. You see, I bring the hotel because there's been a lot of hotel fires, right? So you can't say that. I'm not saying that they burned the hotel down, but there's been a lot of hotel fires. You know what I mean? But some people are saying all kind of different things.
Kind of adds up, doesn't it?
If you see what I'm saying.
Just looks a little bit like karma to me.
Well, you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's all. That's why I go with that line, you know what I mean? And there's no the police are still investigating this. So you know what I mean? I can't go over the police investigation and say this is what happens until the police come out and say this is what happens. You know what I mean? As I said, it's been circulating and I see, but until the police come out and says, or until the investigation shows and says this is what happens.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's out of order though, isn't it? To
Yes.
discriminate against your own people.
Your people.
Isn't there enough discrimination from the Chinese and others coming in?
And Chinese are welcome into these hotels. You know what I mean?
Yes.
As I say, other people are welcome into the hotels. But Jamaicans are not welcome into these hotels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you don't know something
controversial.
If you don't know something different, leave a comment on the screen and we'll have a look at that. Yeah. If something else is going on that we don't know about, you put it on the screen. Yeah. Leave your comment on the screen. Yeah. breakthroughtv@gmail.com. Yeah. Or leave your comment on the screen. Now, Marcia, it's your turn.
That was interesting.
What is on your mind?
What is on my mind? I've got all of this on my mind now. I forgot what I came in for.
You mean you've been educated?
You know, it's been, I need to start watching the news again. You've gone through everything that's of any importance.
Thank you.
But on my mind, going back to our community right here in Birmingham, my mind is on the children. And what we can get together and do for them.
Okay.
You know, so as you know, I do run a Saturday school. And I would love to see more members of our community get on board to support myself and any other organisation providing activities for the youngsters to uplift them, support them, especially right now during these times. You know, a lot of children are challenged gone through challenging experiences at school, in the home and so on. So Saturday school and Sunday clubs and other holiday schemes and week night activities we run.
Okay.
We provide to just provide a bit of a safety net for the children, really, in a very cultural, nurturing environment. Because what we've learned, a lot of children go to school every day, they experience a lot of racism, a lot of stigmatization and all sorts of negative experiences. So just to have this little bit of a safe space, a little bit of a supportive environment that reaffirms them is what I'm very proud to have created.
So let me sling this at you then. So a child come in and says, Marcia, Sister Marcia.
Yes.
I've had some
Auntie Marcia.
Auntie Marcia. I
Yes.
like Auntie Marcia. I've had some very racist abuse today. How do you deal with that?
You know, we work with the children closely. We work with the families. So we have to find out what is going on at that school.
Yeah.
We can't ignore the school. But more than that, it's about building the child's resilience as well, because they're going to face racism.
That's right.
They're living in this society. It's going to be part of their lives. So it's about how they react to it. And I think when a child is strong and confident in who they are, their heritage and so on, they're less impacted by the nonsense that comes their way, you know? So it is about rebuilding children from the inside. But as a community, getting together to find out what is going on in these individual schools and supporting the child and the family and the schools as well. You know, sometimes the schools also need intervention from the community.
And how's the community helping you so far? Has the community been helping you so far?
We've had some wonderful support. We've been going for almost 7 years and it's all voluntary. It's all based on community donations. We have community come in and deliver courses and workshops and so on. So there's a lot of love and support from the community. But for the number of children we want to support, there just isn't enough of that. You know, we have we provide a free service, so children can come to Saturday school. They don't have to pay. So we're always looking for funding to keep going. I love the fact that we don't charge anybody, whether you're in your big job or you are unemployed. It doesn't matter. This is free for all children of African heritage, especially. And it's been wonderful to be blessed.
Okay, tell me about their heritage and what they've been learning and how they're reacting to because we're in, you know what I mean, we're in a climate where a lot of African heritage isn't teach in the normal school, you know what I mean, or even a lot of African history isn't teach. Am I right? You can. It's been a long time since I go. It's been a long time I went to school. We're in a situation where a lot of, as I say, African history or African background or African where we're actually coming from or knowledge about Africa isn't teach in the school. It's
not. It's been that way for a long time, and
it's still the same.
Strive to have African heritage classes in schools, but at the end of the day, it still has to come from us. So even if schools introduce the subject, it might not be. There might still be, with all best efforts, it's missing because only we can teach about our culture. Do you know what I mean? So it is important that we maintain our supplementary schools, or we work closely, we go into the schools and deliver these programs ourselves.
And I would imagine we have to start at a very, very young age with this with our children, isn't it?
Yes, the sooner the better, actually. I think from cradle, to be honest with you. But as soon as they're reading, they need to see books with themselves represented positively. They need to watch films with themselves positively represented and so on. You know, it's very easy. Things are changing. I think we're seeing more and more positive representations.
That's good.
In books and in films and so on. You know, there are a lot of positive moves which I'm pleased to see, but there's still a lot of work that we need to do. Only we can really support our children in that way.
And how can we do this? How can we sort of do this?
Well, I mean, each parent can start at home, really, by ensuring that you have positive images in your home.
For example, I'm putting you on the spot here.
You're putting me on the spot?
Yes, because I know and you know, but our audience don't know.
I mean, so you have, you know, attractive books with African children with textured hair, with our textured hair,
Yes.
and images on your walls.
I like your hair textured here.
You know, I mean, our hair comes in all textures.
What I call original hair.
Original hair.
Original hair,
that's what I call it. Hair, whatever hair.
I call it original hair.
But children have to see themselves reflected.
Yes.
You know, I mean, over the years, I've had many children come, parents say, please support my child, because my child's filled the bath with bleach and have gone in there and tried to...
Serious?
Scrub themselves with the bleach because they thought it couldn't clean. Or I says, well, why is your child on that? It says, well, everyone at school calls him poo. What do you mean call him poo? Poo as in poo, because he's brown. Not chocolate, but, you know, and that's affected. So, you know, many times I've seen children say, I don't want to be brown, I don't want to be black anymore. Why do I have to have this skin? And this is 2022.
Serious?
And it still happens. We've got children who cut their hair because they've been teased about their hair, so they've decided they're just going to cut it off.
Well, this has to start at home, and where your parents have to say, well, this is it. This is what you've got, and this is. There's nothing wrong with being this colour.
But the pressures at school, if you think about it, children are at school for the majority of the day, so all the experiences they have at school is going to impact them. So when especially a lot of children now are in schools where there might be the only black child in a class, and they're experiencing the racism from the teachers. You know, some might say it's controversial, but this is a fact. These are things happening in the UK today. A lot of our children are being excluded, treated unfairly, discriminated against, and it does affect their mental health, you know. I don't think any child should be feeling that they would rather be somebody else and not black. So my mission is just to ensure every black child learns to love their skin. And listen, when I was growing up, we had the similar things in the 70s. When 70s, 60s, 70s. When was I growing up?
You went through that.
Well, you had all the books with the little black sambos in it. You were brought up in Jamaica, so you didn't experience that. And every picture of a black child, it was a little villain, a little devious black child. You didn't have positive black children. You had little black sambo. Even in the noddy books that we grew up reading, and Famous Five books and all of those, any black character was always there to cause trouble, and they were allowed to sort of try and eradicate the black character. And naughty little N-word books and things. We grew up with those things, and it affected us because we had a generation of boys and girls that hated themselves.
My days. Yeah, I've talked to somebody. Recently in a program, and he says he was saying that all you ever got called was black, black, and that was also what he says. It was actually coming from his own people.
Yeah. Well, that's how we were impacted, because I mean, this is colonialism. This is what happens when you're enslaved and your masters are white and they teach you to hate yourself. You know, if I mean, I was growing up in a household where I was the dark one, and my siblings, this is a bit personal now, my siblings were lighter than me, and I used to get called all sorts
You're joking.
Black. The first thing that you hear is black this, black that, you know, and you know, and in terms of attractiveness, people will, if you're out with lighter skinned people, it's like, who's that pretty black, who's that, I mean, oh, this one's so pretty, look at their hair, and you're there with your black face and your frizzled hair, and nobody's seeing that as beautiful. So, you know, things are changing slowly. We're seeing more positive images, but, you know, it's sad.
Not loving the South.
It's sad.
Yeah, not loving
and
the
if
South.
if you look at some of the titles of the books, it's, I mean, you've had to have a movement that says black is beautiful and a black back to natural hair and all of these, because it's been stigmatized and demonized so much that we've had to have movements. James Brown had to write "Say It Loud" on Black and Proud.
I have talked about it. I have talked about it. I sometimes wonder if that was something that's actually forced onto us. I know everybody's on Black and Proud, and I actually You see, and sometimes it is very hard for me to get away from that sort of negative thing. You understand?
From the negative.
From the negative of saying that you're black this and you're black that, you're black bastard, you're black. And sometimes
Yeah.
I know who I am.
Yeah.
I say to me, I know who I am. You know what I mean? So I don't say I don't know who I am. I know exactly what. But when I heard those, you're black this, you're black that, everything is black male. You know what I mean? So everything.
Yeah.
I like to say Nubian. I like to
Nubian's
say,
beautiful.
I like to say Nubian.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes we'll say people of color. I like to
Yeah.
say that. But the black thing, and I know some people say, I'm blacker than proud and I love being black. You know what I mean? But that stigmatized that they put onto us many, many years ago.
Yeah.
And what we've done, sometimes I feel is what we've done, we pick it up and we use it. You know what I mean? Everybody say we're black and we're proud. Fantastic, great. I can see that. But what have done, we've picked it up and we've used it. You understand? It's like me calling you, we see in America they call it, oh, Your N.
Yeah.
You see, you know what I mean?
And
I lot to embrace it, you know what I mean? And sometimes I think that's what we've done with us, a black race, or what we call a black race.
Yeah.
We've embraced all that's got to, because at the end of the day, no matter how we say it, at the end of the day, when somebody, you know who they are, when they're gonna come out and say he's a black bitch or a black bastard anyway, you know what I mean, sooner or later.
Yeah, exactly. Calling ourselves Africans, Nubians.
Thanks you.
However, it's a stage we need to reach.
Yeah.
In the meantime, while we are known as black people, it's about loving being black and embracing, in the same way a white person is. They're not really white. It's just the way we're labelled. You're white. You're black.
Yeah, they're not white.
They're not, you know.
They're not white. They're pink.
Yeah.
But let's get on to the nitty-gritty.
It's all, and they say, you know, race at the end of the day is what they say, a social construct.
Yeah.
It's something it's been used to divide us,
Yes,
you know,
that's right,
and it's not really an accurate science.
No, it isn't.
At all,
That's my slight bit of it. You see where I'm going with that.
But we grew up, Nina Simone sang Young, Gifted and Black.
Yes, I know a lot of that.
And
I know a lot of people embrace it.
Yeah.
That was happening at that period of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I said to you. A lot of people have embraced it. And as I say, I know who I am. I know where I'm coming from. And I know my background. I know my history. You know what I mean? And I would never say I'm not black. You know what I mean? But I've just got a problem in sort of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, when it's being people.
I think we need
more of us are just embracing our African.
We need a lot more people to debate this and to take it to the next stage. If you see what I'm saying, you know what I mean?
Some would say we were calling ourselves black way before the Europeans hit African shores.
I've heard that argument before as well. I've heard that argument.
And Kemet and certain
words
I've heard
that argument before.
Land of the blacks and so on. So there's that part of it as well that we were quite. There wasn't a stigma on it. The shame only came after Europeans turned it into a negative. But black is a powerful colour. It's the most powerful colour in the universe. Everything positive comes from black. Everything comes from black, really. So it depends. It's however you look at it.
But why do we colorize it?
Why do we colorize it?
Yeah, what we call colorize it.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm not black. My color is not black.
Yes.
Yeah, your color is not black.
I know.
My most of the people you see, I'm not black out there. Black is like, like my back over there. You see what I'm saying? So what we do, we colorize it and we embrace it.
Yeah.
And I said, this is not me sort of trying to knock anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As I said, we need a whole people to debate this, a whole lot of people to debate this.
Because it can be confusing.
And get to a next level.
Yeah, because it can be confusing because we are brown, but brown people actually is the term used to describe Asians, actually. You know, brown. Did you know that?
Yeah, but that you could say that comes out of South Africa anyway, with their racist thing. They used to call them colored. That comes out of South Africa that comes out of South Africa with the racist thing, and then they went to brown.
Yeah, it's all mixed up. And it really is. It should be a thing of the past. I mean, we no longer call Chinese people yellow people.
No, we don't.
So maybe that debate, as you say, needs to be had.
Yeah.
Really,
yeah.
I think this generation, though, the more they understand about themselves, they're not messing about with any of that. They're just African or the African heritage.
Thank you.
They just cut that. You know what I mean?
You see what I'm saying?
Our generation, we had to deal with the shame. Even my parents were like, we're not African. And a lot of our parents' generation didn't want to hear it.
They
couldn't conceive that they came from that place.
Yeah. You've got people out there still. You've got people out there right now.
Yeah. I've seen it.
I know people out there now, people of my race, who actually discriminate against Africans, which is absolutely terrible.
What did they used to call them? African booty scratchers and all kinds of things. To be African was to be seen as, well, But now, this generation, African music, African dance, African swagger, African everything. Everybody wants to be African. Everyone wants to live in Africa now. When you listen to youngsters and they're talking about going to Africa, back then we would have been like, why would you want to go to Africa? There's just flies and...
Because that's what they portrayed Africa over the years.
That's what I mean. But now that's changing.
That's why they portrayed Africa
over the years. More and more people are travelling and coming back. I mean, I've loads of children... Little 7-year-olds that go to Africa and like, wow, and they come back and tell their friends, and the friends are like, I want to go. So many positive things are happening when children are able to connect. And when families work together. I mean, if a parent isn't aware of their culture, there's so much information out there now. It isn't hard to find out about our heritage. It's not hidden anymore. No. Back in the day when I started to learn about my heritage, I had to spend a fortune on books and travelling up and down to different conferences to hear different speakers come all the way from America to speak about Africans in Egypt and all of that. And it was like, but now you just find it wherever you are.
I gotta say, what actually we talked about this earlier, and what I say, you said to me, you mentioned me growing up in Jamaica, something there. What I do like about, I mean, don't get me wrong, the color thing, there's different, because you're different shade and you're different shade in Jamaica, so it's something there. But what I do like about it when I was growing up in Jamaica, I was a Jamaican.
Yeah, that's it.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, strong sense of identity.
No, when I come to the UK, I was a West Indian, I was a coloured. I was an ethnic minority. The last one they had was what? B-A what?
Babe.
B-A-M-E. You see what I'm saying?
Black
and I'm soon later. And soon,
ethnic.
Yes. So you see how many changes?
Black and minority. Ethnic.
Something like that. B-A-M-E.
It minimises us. Yes. As Prince says, God rest his soul, there's nothing minor about us. We need to get away from this minority thinking.
Thank you. Absolutely.
As our wonderful Rosemary Campbell Stevens, great educator.
That's right.
She says we're the global majority. We're not the ethnic minority.
That's right.
So we're global majority people, and we need to use that language.
What they've done, they put it on us, and we accept it.
Yeah.
I mean, look. I talk about this. I talk about this on a program I actually did when they come out at B-A-M-E. I says, who is BMME? Why do we put up with BMME? I never stopped chatting about it on one of the programs I do. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it was because I chat about it. I know there was a lot of us in the mix that was actually talking about it. You know what I mean? And then suddenly they've changed it. No, I don't know what they changed it to.
I can't keep up.
No,
but it just shows how unwanted we are here, and it's almost as if we're a problem and they don't know what to do with us. They just clump us together.
Listen,
you're black and you're minority and you're ethnic.
Listen, we're human beings.
Yes.
I'm a citizen of the world, and I'm a human being.
And that's why it's great to work with children now, so that they see the world rather than just see this little place that we're in UK with all of the hates and everything.
Yes,
and we didn't imagine the hate.
We are a rice grain in the world.
Yes.
Believe it or not, we are. We have compared the world is, and if you learn this a long time, we are like a spot.
Yeah.
In the world.
Yeah, but the world is bigger than the UK and the hate that's there. And we didn't imagine the hate. All reports are showing that the systemic racism is real in education, in healthcare, in all areas. It's real in this country. Yeah. You know, so the work is there in terms of challenging it. We can't stop.
Yeah.
You know.
It's one of them ones.
Deep.
Let me say, Sister Marcia, we're coming to another program.
Oh.
It's been fun.
It's been fun.
We
just touched the tip of the iceberg.
I know. You must come back.
I'd love to.
Yeah, because you come back and you see we could have some really good middays, so you must come back. You know?
I'd love to.
You're invited to come back.
I'd love to.
You had fun?
I've had so much fun.
Okay.
I've had so much fun.
Right, guys, my time is up. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back here next week. Have a great day, afternoon. Thank you, my guests.
Thank you.
Big shout out to you. Thank you.
We're
out. Thank you.
101.7 FM.
I enjoyed
Breakthrough.
that. I don't know what it's going to look.
Contact Breakthrough Event Management Team and get everything under one roof for both indoor and outdoor occasions, birthday parties, bridal and baby showers, anniversaries, funerals, backyard BBQs and more. We offer a video and photography service, marquees, decoration and a PA system to hire, with popular new style radio DJs spinning old and new school hits. Please contact 07584 197 380 and book all your catering needs with Reggae Jam Jam catering service on 07872443765. And remember, do it good and done.